Hey everyone, welcome back to another video of Adult. Do you use sentences like I'm knowing English, I'm having a car, yes, I'm understanding? If so, you're wrong, unfortunately. Let's learn why. In this video, we shall learn all about stative verbs. We have learned in our schools that verbs are words which describe an action. Yes, most of the verbs describe an action. But there are verbs which also describe a state of being. Such type of verbs are called stative verbs. Dynamic verbs are those which describe an action, and stative verbs describe a situation that remains static or unchanging throughout the entire duration. Let me try to demonstrate through an example. I'm going to school. Going is a verb which describes an action. But she is a teacher. Is a verb which describes a state of being. Let's look at another sentence. She has a car. She drives a car. She drives is the word which describes an action, but has is a verb which describes a state of being. Therefore, stative verbs which describe a state cannot be used in the progressive or continuous tense. What is the continuous tense? With the ing. Therefore, it is wrong to say knowing, having, understanding, etc. To understand stative verbs more, we can say that they are divided into 4 different categories. These type of verbs are usually used to describe or refer to 4 different things. The first one is feelings and emotions. For example, verbs like prefer, want, wish, like, etc. So these verbs describe a state of being. For example, if you say, I'm wanting an ice cream, it has a totally different meaning because wanting means lack of. So when you say, I'm wanting an ice cream, you're actually saying that you're lacking an ice cream. So what should you say? I want an ice cream. I wish you the best of luck. So feelings and emotions. I like this, not I am liking this. The second category are verbs which try to refer to thoughts and opinions. For example, verbs like agree, believe, guess, remember, recognize, etc. All of these verbs state a being. It is in our head. For example, if you say, I'm remembering him, it is wrong because remember is something that is in our brain. It is a state of being. So it is correct only to say, I remember him. The third category is to refer to sense and perceptions like see, smell, taste, seem, appear. All of these are our perceptions or our viewpoints. For example, she seems gloomy and not she is seeming gloomy because seem is a verb which refers to our perception. So, smell, taste, all of these refer to sense and perceptions. And the fourth category is to refer to possessions and measurements. For example, have, own, possess, belong, measure, etc. So it is not right to say I'm having a car because having a car is wrong. You have a car. It is not something that moves. To have something, to own something is not something that moves. It is a state. It is something that we have. It is something that is permanent. So it is wrong to say I'm having a car or I'm owning 2 cars or I'm possessing a big job, etc. So these are basically what stative verbs refer to. Now there are certain verbs which does the role of both dynamic verbs and stative verbs depending upon the context in which it is used. Let me just point out some of them. The first verb is think. Let's study it using two examples. I think this is a good idea. Hold on, I'm thinking. In the first sentence, it shows an opinion. It's in our head, it's in our brain, it's a state, it's your perception. But in the second sentence, the person is doing a mental activity of thinking, processing some idea in his or her mind. That is why it is okay to say thinking. The second one is the verb have. Let's take a look at two examples. I am having a car is incorrect. What is right? I have a car. But there are contexts where you can use ing. An example would be, I'm having a break, which means you're taking a break. And this is something that requires a movement or progression. So, having a break, that is okay. The next verb is see. If you're using the verb see to replace the meaning to find, do you see anything wrong with it? Then you can only use it in the simple present tense because it is our perception or opinion. But when you use the verb see to mean meeting someone or going out with someone, for example, I'm seeing Raju later today, then we are able to use it in the ing form, the progressive or continuous tense. The last one I would like to point out to you today is taste. This coffee tastes good. Here, we're not allowed to use tasting. This coffee is tasting good is incorrect because it's our perception. It's our opinion of how the coffee tastes. But when we say the chef is tasting the soup, he is doing an activity which is actually moving. So these are some verbs which we can use in both the dynamic and stative verbs depending upon the context. So some verbs which must never be used in the ing are need, remember, concern, own, etc. A lot of people write letters like this. This is concerning the fact, but that is totally wrong. How should we write it? This concerns the fact that. So we have put in a list of the stative verbs in the description below. Please go check it, and if you have doubts, please do ask in the comments and I will surely give you a reply and an answer. I hope this video has been informative. If you like this video, please do like, share and subscribe. It will be a great encouragement to us. Thank you everyone. Take care. Love, learn and lead.